Assalamu alaikum, madam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm really fine, madam. Thank you so much, madam. Thank you
All right.
for the opportunity. Okay.
So the time now in Pakistan is 7 a.m. right? 7 in the morning.
Yes, it's 7 in the morning. Actually, I'm at my home.
You start working very early today.
Actually, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, but I just complete my Fajr prayer and then I actually realized that I have to start our session. My babies are sleeping over there. So
thank you very much. Thank you very much for your cooperation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for providing this opportunity, madam. And can we start our session?
Let me look at the number of participants. Oh, actually, there are lots of them. There are about 100 students that should involved in this session.
Okay, this is fine. I think we should wait for 2 or 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So before we proceed, okay, to all of my students, good morning to everyone and Assalamualaikum, especially to Dr. Atif. As our schedule, all right, in this semester, we are going to learn about 2 tools in analyzing your research report later, your research analysis. We are so familiar with the SPSS, but today Dr. Atif will teach you how to use the Smart PLS. Okay, this is another way for you to analyze your research. So tomorrow we will have a session also with Dr. Amina. She will teach us about SPSS, and as for today, Dr. Atif will focus more on how to run a test using the Smart PLS. Okay, only 55 students online. Can we start at 10? We wait about 3 minutes more.
Okay, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine.
So you at your home?
Yeah, I'm at home.
How's about the COVID cases there in Pakistan?
It's going down actually, madam. It's only 0.25% actually. We have the positivity rate, and for over the period of time, 2 years actually, we are suffering from COVID-19. Once upon a time, actually, reaching towards 300,000 cases, and then we are now creeping down, and we are only.
We are now still having 3,000 cases a day. We are still having 3,000 cases. Is the small cases.
Oh, like this.
As for yesterday, there are still over 3,000 cases.
But we actually already control this kind of pandemic actually, and only we have the positivity rate of 0.25% now, right now. So only 300 to 400 cases we are reporting here. Things are controlling here actually right now. And I don't know about the Malaysia, but here actually we have controlled the things.
So in Pakistan, are you having the booster injection, the NAP?
Yes, we already started the booster campaign, and now we are giving to the 60 plus people, 60 plus. And
60 plus age.
Yeah, 60 plus age. And the people actually who are suffering from asthma or sinus issue, they are taking this booster. But
they are the one who get the vaccine first.
Yes, actually, and other people they will take after actually, maybe after 1 month the vaccine will be start.
So all of the vaccine provided free of charge then?
Yes, free of charge.
Free of charge, right?
Free of charge they're providing. We have a range of vaccines like Pfizer's, we have a Chinese vaccine, we have a Russian vaccine, and now we actually already developed a Pakistani vaccine also. They are giving to the people.
Oh, I see.
So now we have a range of vaccines. Now they are free of cost. They are not charging right now.
It is the same here in Malaysia.
Okay, this is fine. But what about the condition in UniMAP around the Perlis? It is controlled in Perlis?
Actually, Perlis, Perlis, in the previous days, Perlis is one of the state that is safe. So by the time the border is opening, all of the people, still Malaysian from the southern and from the middle comes to Perlis. So the cases is still here in Perlis, but it is only the stage 1 and stage 2 cases. The critical one is not so many.
Okay, this is fine. What about the Omicron? Actually, there's a new variant come from the South Africa.
Yeah.
Do you
It is
report any kind of? Do you report any
It is
kind of?
detected one. It
Oh,
is
like that.
detected in Perlis last 2 weeks, I guess, in Perak.
Oh, like
Also in the northern area, nearby also to Perlis, and then Penang, and then Perak. So it was detected in Perak before.
oh, like this. I think the people there, it's more contagious actually, and 30% rate of influencing to others actually. But
Okay, Dr. Atif, it
yes.
is now 10 a.m. So as for all the students, please focus on this presentation, okay?
Okay.
And I will give the floor to Dr. Atif. All right, thank you, everyone.
Okay,
the floor is
I'm
yours
sharing
now.
my screen actually. Can you see my screen, please?
Can Doctor?
Okay. Okay, thank you so much for providing this opportunity. I just want to thank UniMAP and their management, and especially Dr. Omni Sayara. They're providing this opportunity. Just brief introduction of myself. I'm Dr. Atif Aziz, a cluster head from Pakistan Air Force KIET. Before this, I did MBA and PhD from Malaysia. I did MBA from the University of Abdul Razak in 2007 and 8, and PhD I have completed in 2018 from University of Tara, Malaysia. So I have a background from the Malaysia. Can you hear me properly?
Yes, can sir.
Okay.
Yes, can sir.
Okay. So today we are going to study about the Smart PLS. Smart PLS is very famous software. They are actually spreading all over the world. People using for their data analysis. There are a couple of software available before this, like SPSS, MView, eView. Other software were available on that time. But after Smart PLS, most of the people prefer to use Smart PLS because it's user-friendly and easy to use. So just I want to give you the basic insights about the Smart PLS right now in the form of presentation. Then we can actually apply the practical application via software. Okay. So yeah, just a brief understanding about Smart PLS. Smart PLS actually is the prominent software application for the partial least square, and it is developed by actually a Ringle. The model actually, this kind of software actually take the knowledge from professor here, which is very famous. He written the book in 2003, like partial least square. And on the basis of this information, Mr. Ringle actually developed software in 2005. Now it's gaining very popularity. Smart PLS actually using in all over the world. Most of the article published in research journals actually done as data analysis from the Smart PLS. And 80% people actually using Smart PLS for their data analysis. It's a very popular, it's a very user-friendly. Academicians, researchers use this software to develop their data analysis, to conclude the findings and features. And what about, although extensive journals have been published in the topic of Smart PLS modeling, but if you can go through about the details of Smart PLS, very few information is available regarding about the Smart PLS. That's why we are conducting this seminar or workshops so we can actually spread the knowledge towards other students. There are different approaches available in the research world. Some of the I think they're just wait. I need to give permission to all. The student can directly come in my class and join. So we should not wait. Okay, there's so many approaches available for the structure equation modeling. For example, they are available as CVCB SAME, they have MOS, EQS, LISR, and M+. They're all using a structure equation modeling, but Smart PLS is focusing on variance, and they are focusing on the carry out the PLS graphs, Smart PLS walk list. They are using and focusing on variance. So Smart PLS is relatively different than other because it's focusing on structure equation modeling. Why people actually prefer smart PLS? What are the benefits of a smart PLS? We should discuss in this session. Okay, a smart PLS is a software modeling approach. Same, no assumption about data distribution. If you conduct a data analysis, we have a process. We have a 9-step we have to follow in the data analysis technique. For example, we start from the respondent profile, we talk about the response rate, we talk about the normality, and we talk about the measurement structure model in R square, F square, and so on and on. So these all the steps we should follow in data analysis. But if you want to conduct in a smart, data analysis technique on the smart PLS, there is no parametric data will be required. For example, normality is not required in smart PLS. Normality distribution means because smart PLS actually is using a automatic normal distribution, that there is no normality issues is required in smart PLS. For example, if you want to conduct in SPSS, you have to conduct the normality test like kurtosis. You have to conduct on other normality graphs, but in smart PLS, it doesn't require. Simply, you can actually download the data. You can actually develop a measurement model and a structure model to continue your smart PLS software. Okay, why we have to use smart PLS? It's a sample size very small. Application have a little available theory. Predictive accuracy is paramount, and corrective model specification cannot be assured. If you have this kind of assumption, we can use smart PLS for our purposes. I'm audible to all. Assalamu alaikum class. Madam, can I audible? Am I very fast or yeah? Assalamu alaikum, madam.
It's okay, sir.
Okay.
Can catch up.
Okay, this is fine. This is fine. Okay, what are the advantages? In spite of limitation, PLS software is very structured execution modeling applied research projects, especially when there are limited participants and the data distribution is skewed. So we can use smart PLS on that way around. Okay, PLS has been deployed in many fields like behavioral sciences, marketing, organization, management, and information system. So most of the time we are using smart PLS in marketing, HR, and behavioral issues. But smart PLS actually is useful for the causal effect, cause and effect. If you have independent variable, and they have the causal relationship, smart PLS is the best choice. And if the sample size is between 300 to 500 sample size we can use, so we can apply a smart PLS. So smart PLS actually is a good software, it's a friendly software, it's easy to use. When we apply, we can use, so we have realized how we can conduct our data analysis very easily. So today we actually apply this technique and realize how we can understand the smart PLS, how we can conduct our analysis through smart PLS. It's very easy. I will show you a practical approach and we will start with software. I hope you already install your software, right? All of you has already installed your software, the smart PLS. Okay. Let it talk about later. Okay. We have two small, simple steps in smart PLS. One is a measurement model and second is structure model. So they are the only two steps we can use today in a smart PLS, and we have realized how we can actually conduct. Before to start about our software, let's assume about our model. I just want to share simple model so we can understand how we can develop our research technique. Okay. Can you see this model? Hi class.
Yes,
Okay. Okay, we have a very simple model right now. Okay, this is called the conceptual framework or theoretical framework. Okay, we have the simple model. We can claim that political skills, PS is actually is political skills, effect on employability, enterprise skills, effect on employability, and the interpersonal skills effect on employability. So the PS, ES, and IS is independent variables, and EM actually is the dependent variable. We have a very simple framework, okay? And this simple framework we can use to apply in a smart PS, so we can conclude the results, okay? So this kind of model we can develop in a research framework. For example, we are talking about a causal relationship, cause and effect. The PS, ES is the cause, and employability is the effect. So we have talking about a causal relationship between the independent and dependent variable. So these left side, we have independent variable, right side, we have a dependent variable. Am I clear to you, students? Am I clear? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, clear, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
okay. So now we have the independent variable and dependent variable. Remember one thing then, class, that when we actually examining any attitude and behavior, we have the variables. And for to cater the variable gauge, we have to ask some of the question. The question we have to develop our questionnaire. So I will show you questionnaire for this our data analysis, and you can realize that how we can develop a questionnaire for the smart players. Okay. I'm stop sharing this one framework, and I will share you next questionnaire. There will you realize, okay, this is our questionnaire. Can you see this one? Okay. See, this is our questionnaire. First, this really is divided into two parts. First is demographic profile information about our person. What is your gender? What is your growth long, your university belong, talking about the major, you're talking about race and belong, something like that, okay? And the second part, we are talking about the variables. For example, we are talking about political skills. We are talking political skills, we need to ask this kind of questions. These are the questions that are necessary requirement. We spend a lot of time, know about important, it is important that people believe. For the political scale, we ask these kind of question, research items. We can conclude this is research item to conclude about the political skills. So now you can see in the political skill, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 questions about the political skill to understand. And if you talk about interpersonal skills, we have these kinds of questions to gauge interpersonal skill like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So after examining all the questions, we can understand the interpersonal skill of any people. For that purpose, we have developed a Likert scale. Likert scale actually is gauging how much you are confident about these particular questions. For example, I gauging from strongly disagree to strongly agree. Strongly disagree, I have put it 5 Likert scales. Disagree, I have put it 4, neutral for 3, agree for 2, and strongly for 1. So for every variable, we have to ask certain question to the participant to understand a relevant answer from the people. This is called a closed-end questionnaire in research, and this kind of question should be asked to examine the variable. Is that clear to you, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything, any ambiguity, any kind of question you want to ask?
No, sir.
So this is fine. This is fine. Okay. So these kind of variables is already we know that this kind of variable actually examine, and this kind of question should be asked to the participant to examine the political skill, interpersonal skill, and other skills. So we have actually realized that we have 3 independent variable and 1 dependent variable. Achha, okay, how we can develop the sheet, examining sheet, how we can develop a data sheet. For example, if we ask first question, spend a lot of time and effort networking with others. We have asked this question to people, and somebody is actually denoting that is putting on a number circle on a 5. So same thing we are putting on the questionnaire or data table. That this kind of thing will be mentioned in the data file. I will show you the data file, how we can develop a data file. Then you will realize how we can actually make our data file to conclude this kind of results. So I'll stop sharing this questionnaire, and inshallah I will share my data file to you. Okay. Can you see the data file, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, this is fine. You can see over there, we have actually coded our all the variables into a different types of denomination, different types of response. For the political skill, we are asking of 4 questions. Okay. Interpersonal skill, we are asking of 5 questions. So we actually already developed the coding for PS1, 2, 3, 4, and for the IS, we have developed a 5 questions. Okay. So this kind of Excel sheet we have to develop in form of Excel form and in the form of CSV comma delimited. Remember one thing, that class, Smart Perlis only accepted only one format of Excel sheet. If you go to the file and save as, only one format they accepted. This is CSV comma delimited. See, you can see CSV comma delimited. Only one type of format they accepted. Other format they're not going to accept. So you will face so many problems. So that's why it's really important to understand. Sometimes student is actually save format in other way around, and it is very difficult to actually conduct written analysis on Smart Perlis. So first thing you have to understand that you have to save the data in CSV comma delimited format. So after developing these types of data analysis, type of data, then you are capable to develop a Smart Perlis software. You can actually conduct the analysis of Smart Perlis software. Okay, so this kind of information we already have developed. Now, don't want to waste any time, because software actually also taking so much time. So we have to directly proceed towards our software. Okay, so how we can run a software. I'm gonna stop sharing here, and I need to start the Smart Perlis software. The class just needs to ask a formal question. Have you downloaded the Smart Perlis software? All of you? Class?
Not yet, sir.
No, that any student who actually downloaded the software, Smart Perlis software, maybe a trial version? Okay, this is fine. No worries. You can actually download later. I will show you how we can conduct the analysis on Smart Perlis step by step. You can actually understand and you can get the knowledge. After this, you can download software from Smart Perlis and you can conduct your analysis. Okay, so just we have to open our Smart Perlis software. I'm going to show you how we can conduct the research, how we can conduct the data analysis. Okay, class, I'm sharing Smart Perlis software to you. Can you see this one? Class, can you see?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is fine. Okay, first thing, this is Smart Perlis software. Okay, first thing we have to do, we have to develop a file. Okay, so if you go to the left side of the Smart Perlis, you can find file. Okay, so the file, you can see there's a folder name. There's create new project. Create a new project. The first thing you have to do to analyze your data, so you have to develop or create a new project. Okay, create new project means, for example, here I will write name of project is UniMAP UniMAP 1. Okay. And when I click here to develop, create a project, okay, you can see there's an icon over here is you can see, and they're asking for the data. I already actually saved the data on desktop, so I can import data from there and I can develop the analysis. Okay, so they're asking, I want to click here to import data. Okay, I'm just clicking on this folder and I have the UniMAP data. I can just download. I say okay, and so you can see all the data which is actually I have saved on desktop. Now it is on my Smart Perlis software. Already saved the data on its desktop. And can I repeat this one? You have realized this one. Can I repeat this one? This step, class? Madam, should I repeat?
Yes, sir.
This? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. For example, class, in the file, we have created new project. We have asked UniMAP, okay, 2, and we say okay like this, okay, and they are asking here for the data. Now for a double click, we go and import our data. Data is now in our Smart Perlis. Okay. After this class, the same framework which are you using on your research, we have to develop an interface over here. So just over, they have the blue icon. We have to click on blue icon. Okay, now we have a base over here. Okay, here we have to develop a same framework which are you using for your research, like independent variable. Last time I told you that we have 3 independent variable or 1 dependent variable. We have to run the first simple model, and then we have to realize how we can conduct the research. Okay, so what we can do first, we have to realize that we have so many icons over there. Sorry. Okay, first is a latent variable. Latent variable means all the variable which are you using in your research, like independent variable, dependent variable, moderating or mediating. All the variable we call latent variable. What first we have to do, we have to just click on latent variable, click here, okay, click here, and just click again here. So now we have the latent variable over here, okay. Then we have the click again, there are 2 variables, and we have to click again. Now we have a 3 variable, and now we have click here, now we're dependent variable. So 3, 1, 2, 3 are our independent variables, and the right side we have our dependent variable. Is that clear, class? For use okay. So now we are developing our framework on Smart Perlis. Okay. We are developing our framework. Okay, so these all our independent variable. This one is our dependent variable. But first we have to rename our variables. For example, we are using political skills, so we can use PS. Okay, political skills we are using as an independent variable. We just decode our rename. Rename is very easy. Just right click, you can see the icon is there, is name rename, or simply you can rename your independent variable. Second is we are using ES. Okay, we are using ES, enterprise skills. ES. Third is our IS. Right click, IS. Now these are the 3 independent variables we already noted. In the right side, the variable is EM. We already mentioned over here. So now our model is complete. What we have to do, we have to put all the data inside the independent variable. You can, in the left side, you can say indicators. Here you can see the indicators, right? Here, this is all the indicators. What we have to do, we have to take all this data, shift, and put it in political skills. You can see it's very easy, right, class? Are you getting me? Class?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, this is fine. This is fine. Yes. Okay, and then we have taken for the IS shift, taking all these ranges and just click and put it on here. Okay, for the ES, we take shift, take this whole data and put it over here. So our model is now developing. Okay, but the independent variables data is complete. Now we're talking about dependent variable. So we are talking about EM. EM data is over here. We are taking shift, putting this all the data and put it over in employability section. Okay, it looked like nice. We have already developed independent and dependent variables. So just for the sake, we have aligned into right. If you want to align all the into right side, I think you can align like this. See, it's very easy. If you want to align your left side, you align in. You can just choose and align. So now we have developed this kind of thing. Now we have to show connections between the variables. The class, you can see over here is the latent variable and they have a connections. Just focus, click on connect and click on PS and click on employability. You can make the connection very easily. Again, on the ES, we can click on employability. We can make the connections. For the IS, we can connect on VN. Okay. Can you see the color of icons has changed, right? Because before this, that was red. Now it become a blue. Why? Because it's realized that now you already completed your framework and your framework is okay. There's no problem over in framework. So now your model is ready for run a data. Now you can actually start your analysis. These all the things are all completed. Now we have to start the model. Remember in Smart PLS, we have a two type of steps. One is a measurement model. Measurement model, we're talking about reliability and validity of your questionnaire. And second is your structure model. We're talking about regression. The relation between the variable is proven or not proven. For the measurement model class, you can note down, we are focusing on average. We are focusing on composite, and we are focusing on reliability. Okay, there are three things we have to focus: alpha caramba, average, and composite. Average, we need a 0.50 at least. For the composite and alpha caramba, we need at least 0.70 benchmark. So these should be qualified in Smart PLS if you want to conduct the measurement model. So first we have to conduct the measurement model and realize that our framework, our variables are reliable or valid. We can see. Okay. Then class, you can see on the right side, we have a calculate. Okay. So the calculate, we just click on the calculate. You can see PLS algorithm. PLS algorithm we use to examine the measurement model. Okay, PLS algorithm we can use for the examine the measurement model. You can just click on PLS algorithm. Okay, and simply start calculation. You no need to worry about this. All the information. This information is not necessary for you, but just start calculation. After calculation, you can see this kind of tables come in front of you. So you don't have to worry. These all the information not necessary for to understand. We are only focusing on the third side. On the second row, we have a third construct, reliability, and validity. Can you see class this one? Construct, reliability, and validity.
Yes, I can.
Okay. When I click on this one, you can see we have all the information about our variables. Their validity, reliability is proven. If it is denomination in the red, it's mentioning red, so it means that they have some problem over in your framework. But see, you can see all the numbers are in green. It means that your questionnaire is reliable and valid. Okay, you can see all this information. For example, average is 0.50 and above for employability, ES 0.736, IS 0.542, and for PS is 0.540. its average is okay. About the composite ability, we have realized that if benchmark should be more than 0.70. Now it is 0.880, 0.993, 0.856, and 823. About alpha Koromba, the value is more than 0.70. So it means that our measurement model is okay. Our questionnaire is reliable and valid. Now we can proceed towards our next step, which is called the structure model. The structure model actually proving there is a relation between the variable we call regressions. Remember class, to mentioning in the data analysis chapter, we have to focus on twofold. One, we have to mention this table in front of you. Class, you're getting my point? This table should be mentioned in data analysis. Okay, this table. And you have to mention this kind of picture also. This picture should be mentioned in data analysis. Two information is required in data analysis chapter. You have to mention all the things into your data analysis. This picture and this table you should mention in data analysis. It is really required. Okay, how we can actually save this one? You can go file and you can see export as image to file. If you click this one, it will automatically save on your desktop that you can use for your data analysis chapter. Okay, so measurement model is completed right now. Okay, we have no issue about reliability and validity. Question is okay. So we can proceed toward the second step, which is called structure modeling and structure modeling. So for that sake, class, we have to focus again on calculate. Click on calculate and apply a bootstrapping session. Okay, for bootstrapping, these all the information doesn't require to understand. You have to only focus on start calculation. Just simply start calculation. Okay, now you can see the result is there. Regarding ES and employability, p value is more than 0.52, and T statics is 1.994, and beta value is 0.187. In the structural modeling, three information is required to understand: beta, positive or negative; T statics more than 1.64, it should be there, and the p value not more than 0.05. So according to this table, ES and employability doesn't have any relationship. For example, p value is more than 0.052